Hey YouTube, Brian LCS. Thanks for stopping by the channel and this video, the Amazing Spider-Man number 92 review. So let's jump right in. Pretty nice cover with Spider-Man, Lizard, Misty, and Colleen on the cover. This is kind of strange. I don't know if I've seen this before. It says plot by Kelly Thompson, script Jed McKay. And then we have a couple different artists in the book. So it's kind of, I'm not sure if I've seen that where there's been multiple people on a story, and but we'll jump in and we'll see. So we pick right back up with Peter, Misty Knight, Colleen Wig dealing with the Lizard. It's kind of where we left the cliffhanger from last issue. And so they're still trying to figure out if it's actually the Lizard, Kirk Connors. They take out one of his limbs, his arms, and he regenerates them. So Peter knows, hey, that's Connors. He regenerates. So they know pretty quickly that it's him, although he doesn't look. He's larger, he's different color, he's got wings. And so they're having a tough time dealing with him, and they jump into the big door and close it to kind of hold him off for now. And then they discover Morbius. And then we flash to the Beyond headquarters, and Ben has reached there, and he is, kind of struggling with his memories and the fact that he's a clone. But Maxine Danger, the head of Beyond superhero development, knows he's there, and so she sends some goons after him to kind of deal with it. And she's being told by somebody in silhouette here, we don't really know who he is, that she needs to shut things down and make contingency plans, because obviously things are not going as planned, a little sideways here. So and then we cut back to Peter, Misty, and Colleen dealing now with, the Lizard trying to break down the big door, and they decide to make a move here and get Morbius into action, and maybe he can help them. And so he comes to, and now he was involved in a few previous issues, and he was really not himself, but now he is. And, they kind of explain to him what's going on, and he's willing to, to help them out. And then we cut back to Ben. He's dealt with all the Beyond goons, and he's still making his way towards Maxine, but still struggling with, thoughts in his head and his lost memories and being a clone. And then he gets attacked by these random, Beyond experiments. They look like evil sandwiches here. They've kind of thrown that in throughout this run with just weird experiments that Beyond's doing. And so now we cut back to Peter, Misty, and Colleen, and Morbius, and they're trying to figure out a plan to deal with the Lizard. Basically, the Colleen and Misty kind of tell Spider-Man, like, hey, Peter, why don't you go to deal with Ben, and we'll deal with this here. And so we're, as you can see, we're kind of cutting back and forth. So we're back at Beyond with Ben Reilly, and he's dealing with these, experiments, these crazy sandwiches that are coming at him. And in walks his girlfriend, Janine. She takes a couple of the sandwiches, the evil sandwiches, out. And, they kind of have a moment together, and Ben realized that Janine is kind of his ride or die, right? That, since, they've had such a strong relationship, and that the memories that he has of her and with her are truly his. And so, they have kind of a moment that, look, they're in this together. And then we cut to Maxine again, and now she has brought in Marcus, who has been Ben's handler throughout this, experiment with Beyond. And she's really looking to use him as a buffer to keep Ben maybe under control, and so that she doesn't, get hurt. And then now we're cut back to Colleen, Misty, Morbius are now after the lizard. The lizard stopped attacking, and they feared that he was now out and about in the street. And sure enough, they realized that he has escaped and that he's out and about. So they go after him, and they are, hit him with the car that they were driving. And then they get into a little bit, of a battle, a fight here, back and forth. And then we find out that this storyline is going to be continued in one of the side issues, the BEY issues. So that's kind of the end of the lizard for now. We're back now to Ben and Janine. And like I said, Ben realizes that, he needs to be a good person, although his memories are missing. And, that he needs to be good for Janine for the sake of their relationship. And so he continues on to go find Maxine. And that's kind of where, and that's where we get left for this issue. And we do have a little bit of a preview for the next, like I said, 92.BEY. And we have Monica Rambeau returning. She was in some early issues. But overall, okay. Good, kind of a little bit of a back and forth storyline. We had a couple different threads going on here. Good to see Peter back in action. Looks like he is really back almost to full strength. There's really no mention of him being, banged up or not 100%. Although he is getting help, obviously, from a couple different, we've got Misty, we've got Colleen, and now we have Morbius as well. But overall, I thought the story was pretty good. Art was not my favorite. But, looking at a score for it, my, 5 web system, I'll go 3. Not incredible, but not really bad. Kind of setting things up and moving the story along. The one thing, and I'll show you some of the art that I really wasn't too excited about. I mean, look at Morbius. That's kind of a strange rendition of him. Very vampire-like. So not my favorite. And then even some of the Ben work here, the spider costume looks a little strange. His proportions look a little weird, and we can see it at the end too on the final shot here. So just not my favorite, but that's what we're getting. Some with different artists and different writers, we're getting some inconsistencies on the story and art. So but that's it. So let me know what you think. Are you reading? Have you jumped back into Amazing Spider-Man? What do you think of the story, and where do you think it's going to go? We only have a few more issues. Actually, I think only one. We have the side story and then issue 93, and I think that's kind of where the storyline of Beyond wraps up. So let me know what you think. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you soon.